And I was looking at the Yankees Reddit, and in there was a reply that said, I expect Juan Soto to have an MVP season. And I was like, is that fair?
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Locked On for $20 off your first purchase. With me, as always, is my producer, Steve Granado. Steve, happy Leap Day.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you're right. It is Leap Day, isn't it? Well, as you're watching this, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Stace? What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the show here today. We're going to be talking about Juan Soto a lot here today. We will also be giving you some spring training updates, some injury stuff. The Yankees did also make a minor move, a waiver claim and a DFA. We'll break that down a little bit later on in the show. We also are going to break down a clip from the Michael K show, friend of the show. John Smoltz was on it. We'll bring that up later. Stacey, the genesis of this episode came from a Reddit comment, actually. So I was looking at, there was an Athletic interview, which we're also going to talk a little bit here in the first segment, with Juan Soto. They did a sit-down interview with Juan Soto, an exclusive with Chris Kirshner. And I was looking at the Yankees Reddit, and in there was a reply that said, I expect Juan Soto to have an MVP season. And I was like, is that fair? Is that fair to expect? Which is what I wanted to discuss with you today, Stace. So I'm going to ask you straight up, nice and easy here at the beginning. Is that a fair assumption that Juan Soto is going to be, let's not say the winner, let's not go that far, but in the MVP conversation in the American League?
Ooh, is it fair? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but I think it's unfair to heap that expectation on him already. I expect you to win the World Series. Well, yes, Yankee fans expect that. I expect you to win the MVP in your first year in the AL. Period.
Yeah. Never been in the American League.
Right.
Which obviously at this stage of Major League Baseball is becoming less and less important.
True. That's true. No, there's no, pitchers don't hit anymore. Both leagues have the DH. Everyone's playing everyone. It's not as, it's different than it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms that we're not going to dive into here today. I don't know if I have an actual answer to if it's fair, because I genuinely think the expectation is that he is in that conversan,
right? Because
of the track record, because he's for years been in the conversation, right? Like, without like looking back and checking every single final vote results, I can't think of a time where he wasn't in the conversation.
Yeah. It wouldn't be shocking at all, obviously, because he's one of the best players in baseball. So for him to come over and be himself and, finish high in the voting, or at least like top 10, top 8, top 7, that wouldn't be shocking at all. But you know how Yankee fans are. They just like heaping expectations on people.
Sure. But if there were a year to expect it from and need it, in all honesty,
True.
We've said it all off season that the Yankees have put themselves in this position where this is a must-win season. This is a season where they had to go all in because of what they've done recently. And the window's kind of closing on some guys. And you've built your whole team around these guys and they haven't made that last jump to get to the promised land when it seems like they could have, should have, what have you. You add this guy, it's only a guaranteed 1 year. You kind of expect it. Maybe I'm coming around to that idea. When I read it, wait, is that why it's called Reddit? Oh my gosh. Did I just realize that? Or did I just make that up? Regardless. When I read that comment, that I immediately went, oh, come on, dude. Come on, that's not fair.
But then you think about it.
I guess when all cards are on the table, it is Juan Soto, dude. Who are we even talking about?
Right.
I guess it's kind of the similar, Shohei Ohtani. for the Dodgers will be, I don't know,
Right.
winner, but in the conversation. He has to be in the conversation. That's why you get him. That's why the Yankees traded for him. I guess, okay, maybe I'm coming around to it. Maybe the Redditor is right. You don't get to say those words a lot.
Plus the whole walk year thing, like this 1 year he's playing for, he's going to get a lot of offers in free agency. I mean, it's going to be another one of those contracts that people are just going to be like, whoa, when they see the offers coming in for Soto, even if he has just like a normal Juan Soto year, but if he has like an extra special Juan Soto year,
a Judge walk year type thing.
Yeah.
Stacey, I mentioned earlier too that Juan Soto did speak with The Athletic here the other day. Again, it was a sit-down interview. We leave that link in the episode description as always. It's The Athletic. You need a subscription. We want to talk about a couple of the answers that he gave. This question was, I've seen some stories from last season that you prefer hitting third. Is that a thing? Do you still care? Hitting third, is the answer, is where I've hit my whole career. Hitting second was new for me, of course, last year. I'm still learning it. Right now, I'm learning and trying to get it clicked in. I think it's going to be fine this year. This is going to be my second season hitting in the second hole. I think it will be better than last year because last year it felt really uncomfortable. I've never done it. I had done it a little bit with Washington, but it didn't feel the same. I'm getting more comfortable. This is good, I guess. I guess this is also answering the big old question of where at least he thinks he's at, that he is going to be hitting second.
Right. And that might explain some of the issues that cropped up last year to start, because he wasn't used to hitting there. So now that he's had that a season of that under his belt, he'll be a lot more comfortable. I'm just fascinated by the whole, I was hitting third this whole time and they stuck me in the 2-hole. I don't know. Like we were talking about it yesterday with the whole lineup thing. Like I feel like Boone shouldn't be married to one lineup, obviously. And I really don't think he should be married to Soto here, Judge here. I feel like they could switch it up every once in a while because they both have the ability to drive each other in. Like it doesn't have to be Soto second, Judge third, Can
I challenge your assertion there?
Uh-oh.
It's not, I don't think you're saying anything wrong. I'm just trying to get ahead of comments here.
Oh,
because there was a big point made about last season in the Yankees fan base about Aaron Boone switching the lineup too much.
Right.
And I know you have criticized that on occasion as well on this show, and I have criticized that on occasion as well. Do you think there's a happy medium there between the 2023 Atlanta Braves, the exact same lineup no matter what every single day, and on the Aaron Boone spectrum last season? I don't think it was extremely egregious or anything, but yeah, there was times where you're like, okay, there's some weird roster decisions, some lineup decisions.
Yeah.
What is is there a happy medium? What is that happy medium? Again, I'm just trying to get ahead of comments here for you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to mess with them too much.
No, right. You don't want to mess with them too much. Maybe it depends on who they're facing, how they think they're going to do against a specific starter, how they want to line everyone else up. But I don't know. I do like that Boone has gotten away from, for the most part, if they've won the front two of a series, and he doesn't tend to punt the final lineup of a series, because he did that a lot the first few seasons he was here and drove people crazy. So at least he's gotten past that. But oh gosh, I don't know.
I wasn't trying to pigeonhole you in a corner.
Yeah, I know. And people are going to say, Stacey has no idea what they're talking about. It's true. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like it doesn't, like, I feel like mostly it should be Soto Judge, but every once in a while, maybe switch it up.
Hotter hands.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I didn't expect you to have like a full-fledged answer. I was just getting ahead of it because of what you have said in the past and what other people have said in the past. One other one here quickly, Stacey, and this is just, let's be real, dude. This interview wasn't like this groundbreaking 60 minutes with Alex Rodriguez, like it's nothing crazy here. But there was this answer that I felt like, oh my gosh, it just hits me right in the heart. The question was, you started your career with the Washington Nationals. You won a title there. Looking back on that time, do you wish you could have spent your entire career in Washington? This is what he said. Yeah, 100%. I never wanted to leave Washington. Dude, Nationals fans, this is why I'm wearing the Nationals hat today, because of this answer.
That's like
if I'm a Nationals fan and I read that, it's just awful, terrible, heartbreaking stuff. And
like salt in the wound, like just
yeah,
like a whole bucket of it.
Thick grain salt in the wound with a green scrubber mashed in.
Yeah,
it just hurts, man. It just really hurts. I feel so I feel so bad when fan bases have to go through things like that.
Yeah,
it sucks. It's terrible. Like Anthony Rizzo should be a Cub, man.
Yeah,
Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, like there's certain guys that should stay with their teams their entire career. Juan Soto was one of them. Anthony Rizzo, Aaron Judge, obviously,
right,
and he's staying with the Yankees. But I mean, that would have been
Harper should have been a Philly.
Yes,
should have been an Nat as well forever.
Yes, Harper should have remained a National. Yeah, there are a few guys like that should just, like I feel like Altuve is never going to leave the Astros. That would be,
and that's how it should be.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. We don't have to get into that specific case. We don't have to today, folks. All right, we're going to step aside. Don't forget, Fan Mail Friday tomorrow, my last Fan Mail Friday on the show, also my last episode. So you guys better hang around for tomorrow's episode. Join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. You can text me while you still can. And of course, you always have Stacey there. Link in the episode description for a 14-day free trial. All right, we got to talk more about Juan Soto because John Smoltz said something and I just couldn't let it go.
If you're looking for tickets for just about anything, check out the app Game Time. Steve used Game Time basically all last baseball season and still uses it for hockey tickets. He absolutely loves how easy it is, and it's easier than dealing with Ticketmaster where they have all those hidden fees, which is frustrating every time. Game Time is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and shows near you. There's no baseball for one more month, but there's hockey and basketball. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to just moments before your event starts and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last-minute seats. Find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Back on our second segment of Locked On Yankees. Don't forget to check out Locked On Sports Today, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I say it every time. You guys know what I'm talking about. Hey, okay. There was a clip on the Michael K show that was posted on Yes Network. So this clip is coming from Yes Network. Of course, Michael K, friend of the show, had John Smoltz on to talk about Juan Soto. And again, I just couldn't let this go. I watched it and it infuriated me. So listen to what he had to say, and we're going to break it down right now.
Soto is entering he's entering a place where Joey Votto was at. If I'm a player on the Yankees team, I want Soto to mash. I don't care. I know his on-base percentage looks great to analytics. I get all that. But Soto's impact to the New York Yankees is going to be damage and do damage. If he's looking to take walks and pass the baton, I know that the analytics love that. But, in this game, you can get first and second, nobody out, and get out of it a little bit easier than you would if people were all putting the ball in play. So it really depends on who's on the mound. And Judge is not fun to pitch to anyways, but top right-handed pitchers are going to pitch around Soto to get to Judge. That's a good problem for the New York Yankees.
Stacey, when we talk about analytics on this show, everydayers know we are realistic when talking about analytics. This is the type of thinking that infuriates me to no end. And I don't mean to disrespect John Smoltz. He was an incredible pitcher, a Hall of Famer. Look, I get that. But he's wrong here. There's this notion that analytics means you do one thing and one thing only, and there's no other way, my way or the highway. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Juan Soto can look for walks and hit the blank out of the ball because he's been doing that his entire life.
Right.
There's no this or that when it comes to especially Juan Soto. There is no this or that. There is no black and white. He does both things simultaneously, which is why he's so freaking good. That's the whole point. You point over your head. And that when I heard that, and look, we love Michael Kay. We had Michael Kay on the show. It was one of the greatest things I've ever gotten to do in my professional career. But and granted, we haven't seen the entire clip, so I want to give him that credence as well. This is the only clip we have seen, full disclosure. So, but I wish he would have pushed back there. That's when you push back and go, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? He does both things. That's why everybody loves him.
Right.
Drove me crazy.
Yeah. And it's just, it feels like anytime John Smoltz can get a dig in at analytics, he takes it. He does it during games.
What reason?
Right. I don't understand. I don't understand why he's one of those curmudgeonly, and he's not even that old, you know, he's not that old. He's just one of those guys that doesn't want to adapt to the new way of baseball. And so he pushes back against it as much as he can, whether that's in an interview like today, or whether that's on Fox every weekend when he's doing a national baseball broadcast. It's unbelievable. I mean, he mentioned analytics specifically twice in less than a minute of a soundbite.
Well, don't hold your breath, Stace, because it's coming right on back. Let alone that he is contradicting himself in that statement. He's also going to contradict himself right here again. And this is you know what I love, Stacey? I love media literacy. So any chance I get to do it, that's what I love to do. And that's why we're doing this today. So here's a great 101 in media literacy. And don't just take things at face value. Listen to what people are saying and think for yourself. So when you're listening to this, I want you to think for yourself for a second about what we just said. So go ahead and take a listen to this.
I think, again, you know, when everybody talked about Joey Votto and what he should be or shouldn't be and the on-base percentage and all that stuff, I like to see players, when there's a 3-1 pitch and it's an opportunity to drive in a run, drive the run in. I don't subscribe to, hey, your on-base percentage. If you got an offense and a lineup that puts the ball in play a lot, then awesome. Get on base as many times as you can. But if you're built to mash, and that's what the Yankees lineup now can do. They can put the ball in play more. They're going to hit their home runs, and they got to put Judge in a position to do damage because he is the most feared hitter in the game when he's healthy. Period.
Two things here. Again, use your brain. Think for 1 second. When he says, when it's 3-1, I want him to swing and mash. That's what he's there to do. This is Juan Soto's career averages with a 3-1 count. A 473 batting averages. 473 batting average with a 3-1 count. He has an 850 on base percentage. Not the most. Here we go. Ready for this one, guys. Slugging percentage with a 3-1 count. 1.401. What are you talking about? Juan Soto does all things with a 3-1 count. You know how long it took me to find that information, Stacey? 30 seconds. 30 seconds. We live in the technological age. I went to Baseball Reference, typed in Juan Soto, click splits, and scrolled down to 3-1. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Now, that's number one. Stacey, number two here. He's saying, if you can get on base, you got to set up Aaron Judge. You get on base with walks too. What are you talking about? You're contradicting yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to get animated here today, Stacey. I did it, but it just doesn't make any sense.
I love it.
And look, I'm not trying to attack John Smoltz. I'm not. I promise I'm not trying to. Anybody could say this. Like, you can hear this anytime. But again, I'm just encouraging you to think for yourself when you hear these types of clips from the bigger national things, right? Look, we're not perfect. We're going to say dumb things. I've said a million dumb things before on this show, and I'll continue to do it throughout my entire life. I'm a human being. I don't know everything, and I'm not pretending to know everything here. I'm just saying, just think. just think here. It didn't take long for me to look up 3-1 stats for Juan Soto over his career. He's slugging 1.4. He's slugging over 1,000 on a 3-1 count. What are we talking about?
I don't know if you could see it. I know the audience couldn't because the video was up, but we can see each other while the video is playing. And I did one of those cartoon eye things where they bulge out of my head when I noticed the 850 on base percentage. I was like, am I reading that correctly?
And it doesn't take long.
No.
And again, maybe Michael K pushed back a little bit. Again, we don't know. This is the only clip that Yes Network uploaded. I did not see the full show.
Right.
So he could have. I just wish there would have been some pushback there. What are we talking about? The reason Juan Soto is great is because he does all these things. He is not just on base, and he is not just home run or bust. He does all things. That's why he's so highly coveted. That's the whole thing. You're missing the point. Again, I'm not attacking John Smoltz specifically. This could have been said by anybody on this show or any show, and I would have thought this was wrong.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the, get on base for Judge. It's like, well, walking means you're getting on base.
And let alone on a 3-1.
It's called base on balls for a reason. You get on base
want him
because
to only swing like on a 3-1. You're only supposed to. What is a bad pitch? What are we talking about? Be selective, of course. On 3-1, you should only be swinging at a for sure fire fastball down the middle. That's the whole thing. You're missing the point. It drives me crazy, dude. Clearly, again, I didn't think I was gonna get this animated, but here
I love this. I love it. Your penultimate show.
The penultimate show, and you got to raise my heart rate again. You just got to give me the blood pressure meds. Oh man. And every dares know I don't do this often. I've maybe done this 2 or 3 times on the show.
2 or 3 times, and 2 of the times were Cashman. So
it's true, and it was more just the situation surrounding it.
Yeah.
Oh man, sorry. I don't like doing that. I don't know. It's not a good look. All right. Okay. Soapbox done. 2 soapboxes this week. Come on, Steve, get it together, buddy. All right. We'll get it together next. We have some injury updates from the New York Post and, of course, from spring training, as well as a small little move the Yankees did on Wednesday. We'll break that down next.
Get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Bet on all your favorite NBA players and teams with quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive props, and more. And by the way, in those parlays, you can bet on someone to score 10, 20, or even 30-plus points in a game. Also, if you're doing a quick bet, you can bet on who will score the first basket in a game and by what method. Will it be a dunk, a three-pointer, a layup? And because we're a baseball podcast, your 2024 Yankees are the favorite to win the American League East. They're just behind Houston to win the AL overall. And Aaron Judge is leading the regular season home run leaderboard just ahead of Matt Olson of the Braves. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA.
Back here at Locked On Yankees, our final segment here on this Thursday show. I've caught my breath. Got some injury updates from you guys here. We wanted to briefly touch on this. This has been running in our ticker here the last 2 days on the YouTube side, but Oswald Peraza was scratched on Tuesday with some shoulder tightness. Just keep an eye out for that. They don't think it's anything serious. He just kind of was feeling it a little bit, kicking the rust off, which makes sense. And they're not testing or anything. He's supposed to be back in the lineup potentially today or tomorrow.
Yeah. He should be okay. I was going to joke that we jinxed him because we did that whole segment on him, and then the shoulder news came out. It's our fault.
It should be brief. They weren't really going crazy over it. It was just kind of like he was getting work on apparently, and then they were just like, yeah, it's a little tight. You all right? Like, yeah, let's just push it back a day. Okay. Yeah. Got the off day. Let's just push it 2 days. Cool. Yeah. So that's kind of where they're at with it. Hopefully it doesn't turn into anything more. Clearly, we're watching out for Oswald this spring. Jonathan Loaizaga has not appeared in a game yet, Stacey. First 5 games of spring training so far. Loaizaga, coming back from that elbow surgery, did throw live batting practice here a couple of days ago. So that's a good sign. Mm-hmm. There's no other information on when they plan to use him, how they plan to use him moving forward. But Jonathan Loaizaga back on the mound, throwing live BP. That's, around 80% or so. That's good.
Yes. Very good news because he's potentially a big part of that bullpen.
Yeah, could be a 7th inning guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And by the end of it, could be an 8th inning guy.
Man, now I'm just thinking about that. If he can stay healthy, him in the 7th, maybe, Caleb Ferguson, and then Holmes. That's a pretty good bullpen.
It's not bad. That's not bad. As your 1A option. That's not terrible. So we'll see on that. Jose Trevino, obviously, he's been dealing with his little calf strain since he got to spring. He might not be too far off, according to the New York Post. He has been catching live BP and bullpen sessions. Whatever this means, quote, he had a heavy day. I don't know what heavy day technically means here. Aaron Boone said on Tuesday. He's wrapping up some of his running. Boone also said, I would say by the end of the week, we're in a position to say, okay, we're targeting this for a game. So they're looking here in the next couple of days to kind of put a timeline on this, which we really haven't had yet.
Right. I think they said it was going to be like the first few weeks of spring training, but maybe it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of on schedule, but maybe a teeny bit ahead of schedule. So, but they should just be careful with him and not rush him back because, especially a calf. You can't rush back a calf injury.
Yeah, because Boone also said that they're going to take extra precaution with him because they're anticipating him to get still 3 weeks of games.
Yeah.
So that's plenty. Especially because he's been catching this whole time. It's not like he's been sidelined or anything like that. It's just like that calf strain kind of pushed him back a little bit, kind of threw him off by about like a week, it seems here.
Yeah, because when you see footage from spring training, he's in his catchers in the, what's it called? Tools of Ignorance, walking around camp and doing stuff. So he's just not playing in actual games yet. So again, just got to be careful with calves, man. Giancarlo Stanton will tell you. Josh Donaldson will tell you.
But good to see that he's progressing well here. Everyone's progressing. It seems, obviously, we saw that Jason Dominguez was also like looking to play catch here and all that stuff. So we haven't gotten anything else on that, to my knowledge. But
the update
that was last week.
Yeah, last week they said he was going to swing off a tee, but I didn't hear anything about that yet.
Same for me.
Yeah.
So TBD on that still. The Yankees did make a move on Wednesday, a small move. They claimed Jahmai Jones off waivers from the Milwaukee Brewers, and then they DFA'd Jordan Groshans, who was another waiver claim very recently. So Groshans now has been DFA'd. Yeah, that was the last move before pitchers and catchers reported.
Mm-hmm.
So they DFA'd Jordan Groshans. I got to imagine Groshans is going to push through waivers, and the Yankees will be able to hang on to him. Man, it's been the waiver and DFA winter, right? That has just been the thing.
Yeah, because I got the alert from Yankees PR, and I thought, didn't they just get that guy? What are they doing?
Yeah, it keeps happening. Happened to Oscar Gonzalez, it was happening to Jordan Groshans. It's just like it's never ending. So will it happen to Jahmai Jones? Jam Jones is also an infielder. He's kind of bounced around here the last couple of years. He was an Angels prospect, was like a top 25 guy at one point, and just hasn't really panned out just yet. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. It's just a pretty small move here, guys. Like he's not going to. I mean, I can't imagine he makes the backup infielder position here at this point. It's a small move. He will, in all likelihood, be in AAA next year. This year,
right?
This year.
Next month, or no, 2 months from now, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, 2024. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's been a pretty light spring. Obviously, yesterday was an off day. They're back in action today. Clayton Beeter today. So we'll get to see Beeter on the mound. We have seen him once already through in relief. And I think he had a clean inning. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we saw Beeter already. But he gets the start here today. So that's real nice. I get to see Clayton on the mound.
Yeah, we get to see the guys that Steve told us all about last season.
Yep. Finally get to see him.
Yeah.
I think we could wrap it there, Stace. It's a pretty light day. Again, it was an off day, so I think the guys probably got the full day off. Honestly, it was probably.
I saw some Instagram stories. Stroman was on a boat. Soto was at a beach. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. So first real off day. So good for them. They're back in the swing of things. So are we. So don't forget again tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's my last episode. Tomorrow's my last episode. Oh my gosh, I gotta move. I gotta pack a U-Haul. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow's my last episode, guys. Again, if you missed that announcement, go check out Monday's episode where we talked about it in full, and you'll understand what's going on. I will give you guys my official goodbye tomorrow, and maybe one of us or both of us will cry. Okay. That's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Yankees. I'm Steve Granato.
And I'm Stacey Gotsulias. We'll see you tomorrow.